What's goody YTBC? What's good, fight fans, boxing heads around the world? B Marsh with another boxing video. So in this day in boxing, May 5th, 2007, Floyd Mayweather Jr. challenges Oscar Dela Hoya for Oscar Dela Hoya's WBC 154 junior middleweight strap. So this was a fight, back in 2007, good fight on Cinco de Mayo weekend. And it was a fight that it was a big super fight, you know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather Jr. was stepping up in weight to challenge the golden boy Oscar De La Hoya, the number one money generator in boxing at the time, you know what I'm saying? De La Hoya was the cash cow. So this fight right here was a fight that Floyd Mayweather wanted bad, you know what I'm saying? This was his first fight off of Top Rank Promotions, you know what I'm saying? This was his first fight that Floyd Mayweather got with Al Heyman. You know what I'm saying? Floyd paid, he paid Bob Arum and Top Rank $750K to buy himself out of the contract. You know what I'm saying? So this was this was before Floyd picked up he was still Pretty Boy Floyd at this time. This before he picked up his other moniker, Floyd Money Mayweather Jr. So, as you can see, this is Floyd coming into the ring. This was the first time. This was the last time, actually. The last time Floyd Mayweather was the A side. You know what I'm saying? The last time Floyd Mayweather came to the ring first. You know what I'm saying? Because usually the champion comes to the ring last, or the A side. So Floyd Mayweather, this was this was what he had to do in his career to step up and, become the star that he thought he was, you know what I'm saying? Because, at the time, Oscar De La Hoya was the number one moneymaker in the boxing game. He was generating as much as guys like Mike Tyson, you know what I mean? I think even Oscar De La Hoya's biggest payday probably was bigger than Tyson's. Oscar De La Hoya got $58 million for this fight versus Mayweather, and Mayweather got $35 million. So, let's you can see, he got the sombrero, you know what I'm saying? He got the sombrero, and he got that idea from his Uncle Roger, because Uncle Roger back in the day when he used to fight all the Mexicans, you know what I'm saying? He'd come to the ring and he'd have his sombrero, you know what I'm saying? What's his name? The Mexican Assassin or something? Uncle Roger. So let's talk about the fight, Of course, Oscar De La Hoya is the bigger man, you know what I'm saying? He's fighting at 154 pounds. At this particular night, he outweighed Floyd by at least 10 to 12 pounds. Floyd came to the ring at 148 on fight night, and the man Oscar De La Hoya was about 158 to 160 pounds. And the man in the fight, the man De La Hoya, he tried to establish his jab. At this time, one of his great skill sets that he had, one of his best tools was his jab. Oscar De La Hoya knew how to pump that jab. He had a strong, stiff jab, and he was utilizing it in the first, you could say, first half of the fight. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to box with Floyd, but the man Floyd, he had his nice Philly shell defense, and he was also utilizing his jab. Floyd utilized his jab for the whole fight, every single round. So, the man De La Hoya was trying to, it depends, how you score this fight, what you like, you know what I'm saying? De La Hoya was definitely the aggressor for the most part in the rounds where, at least in the rounds he did win. You know what I'm saying? He was definitely throwing more punches, but Floyd was more accurate, you know what I'm saying? Floyd was catching him with the more cleaner shots, The man De La Hoya, of course, the fight was in Vegas, and it was on a Mexican holiday. So, of course, he had the crowd was definitely going rooting for Oscar De La Hoya. So any little thing that he did, the crowd would go wild. Like when De La Hoya would throw flurries in the fight. He'd throw flurries when catch Floyd on the ropes. But Floyd was there in his Philly shell, his shoulder roll defense, and he was catching all them punches on the arm or catching them with his glove, you know what I'm saying? A lot of them punches didn't get through. If De La Hoya threw about 8 punches, maybe one or two got through, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of the punches didn't look like they even had any sting on them, you know what I'm saying? It was just, trying to show the judges that he's throwing on landing at least a few. But for the most part, a lot of them weren't connecting. So, the man, that's how I score fights, you know what I'm saying? If a man throws 30 punches and lands 10, and his opponent throws 20 punches and lands 10, I'm going to give the round to the guy who threw fewer punches and landed the same amount, you know what I'm saying? Because, of course, it's the name of the game. At the end of the day, it's the name of the game. It's boxing. Hit and not get hit. And, of course, I factor in ring generalship, in defense, them 10 punches them 20 punches that the guy who threw 30 punches missed, I got to give the guy who made him miss all them punches, you know what I'm saying? I got to give it to the other guy who used his defense to make him miss 20 punches and only land 10. But, that's generally how I score the fight, you know what I'm saying? So, in this fight, I gave Floyd 8 rounds to 4 in this fight, you know what I mean? I gave Oscar De La Hoya, I think, the second round. I gave him the 8th round. In them rounds, he definitely was landing more punches and, at them times, maybe he threw more punches than Floyd and, he landed a significant amount. But for the most part, Floyd won this fight easily, in my opinion. There was a lot of people who tried to, you know, give De La Hoya a lot more credit than he deserved in this fight. Especially for them body punches that he tried to throw. He tried to use the Luis Castillo blueprint that he used. Trying to go to the body of the smaller man. But Floyd caught all them punches and you know Floyd definitely he outclassed De La Hoya in this fight. You know what I'm saying? This fight right here. Floyd was the 147 champion, WBC champion, just beat what was his name, Baldomir. You know what I'm saying? And the man De La Hoya had got this 154 belt from Ricardo Mayorga. So this was a good fight. It was a big pay-per-view. The man, this was at when this fight happened, it was the highest pay-per-view ever. You know what I'm saying? And after that, Floyd broke the record with Canelo, and after that, Floyd broke the record versus Manny Pacquiao. So Floyd has the top 3 grossing or generating pay-per-views ever. You know what I'm saying? And this was the fight right here that he wanted to catapult himself into stardom, and he challenged himself and he fought at Oscar De La Hoya's most comfortable weight. You know, Oscar De La Hoya he called the shots on this fight. You know what I'm saying? He had the most leverage. You know what I mean? So this was a fight where Oscar De La Hoya was trained by Freddie Roach. Previously he had been trained by Floyd Mayweather Sr. But Floyd Mayweather Sr. wanted $2 million to train Oscar De La Hoya because the fight was gonna generate a lot of money. I mean, De La Hoya was making 58 million. 2 million wasn't that much bad of a cut, but Oscar De La Hoya felt that was too much money, so he went with Freddie Roach. I guess that Freddie Roach wanted a cheaper price. You know what I mean? So this was a fight where I thought Floyd challenged himself, to become a five division world champion. You know what I'm saying? At the time, De La Hoya was a 6 division world champion. And Floyd Mayweather did what he had to do to become that number one attraction in boxing. Because at the time, he took all the Mexican holiday dates, the Mexican Independence Day and Cinco de Mayo. You know what I mean? At the time, Floyd was, you know, Floyd has had those dates ever since. Those were dates that Oscar De La Hoya had and Julio Cesar Chavez Sr. had. You know what I mean? So this was a fight where Floyd challenged himself. He went up in weight. You know what I'm saying? He beat one of the best fighters of his generation. Both of them were Olympians, of course. Floyd won a bronze in '96, and De La Hoya won the gold in 1992. So this was a fight up for Floyd was the favorite going in, and he showed why. You know what I'm saying? He had quicker hand speed. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he was using his jab, and he was catching the man with them right hands, clean pull counters, you know, and straight pop shotting him. And sometimes he would get aggressive, later on in the fight when he figured out De La Hoya. You know what I mean? So, this was a fight where I enjoyed. This particular night I was rooting for Floyd. I wasn't much of a De La Hoya fan, but I respect his boxing career. Got a great resume. He fought everybody in boxing. Only fight to me he didn't get to fight was with Winky Wright. You know what I'm saying? That's a fight that should have happened. But for the most part, he fought everybody in his era, and he there wasn't no fight that he didn't take. So I give him props for that. You know what I'm saying? He's a six different division champion. So I give credit where it's due. So yeah, man, this was a good fight, and it happened on May 5th, 2007, and that was this day in boxing history. All right, y'all, let me know your thoughts and your comments in the comments section. How you felt about this fight? What do you think about how does it go down in both fighters' history as far as, their legacy? And, if you like the video, hit that thumbs up and please subscribe. All right, y'all, it's B Marsh Boxing. Thanks for listening, and I'm going to check y'all on the next video. Peace.